Welcome to the JBJ Management Podcast. Today, I'm Willis Johnson with Samantha Gordon. Samantha and I, today, we'll talk a little bit about us. We'll talk a little bit about JBJ Management. 30 years. We just celebrated a 30-year anniversary. Samantha, you're working on year 5.
Yep, going into it.
After year 1, did you say, oh, I can see being here 5 years?
Oh, yeah.
Did you really?
Absolutely. I could see that after the first interview. I could see working here, 100%.
Well, okay, go back to you being in college and what were your expectations of getting into a public affairs firm and then the reality of what it is.
So actually, I wanted to practice law. That was actually the goal for me, was to be a lawyer. And so I went down that path pretty much the entire time until I graduated. And then I said, oh, I don't want to go to law school anymore. I actually want to go get my master's in public administration. And everyone was like, what is that? What do you do with that degree? I said, that's a great question. I'm going to go to school for 2 years and figure that out. But it ended up working out really well.
It takes 2 years to do that?
Master's. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, in that particular field,
Really?
The program that I went through, it was a 2-year program. Yeah.
That's interesting because I always like to know what they teach in school and what really happens. I've had a chance to go back to speak to a couple of universities, and the question was asked, well, what is it you really do? And so we, of course, I go into the elevator speech. JBJ Management is a public affairs firm. We focus on public engagement. We talk about technology. We have government relations. We have enterprise development, and we have a media support team, and we have a sister company that does ready-mix concrete. And then people oftentimes say, "Ooh, that's a lot."
Yep.
But I think sometimes if you throw out all of that, maybe you hit somebody, maybe you don't.
Absolutely. Or at least it prompts them to ask you more questions, which gives you more time to sit down, chat with them, tell them a little bit more about what it is that we do specifically, and then get to know them a little bit better.
Do they teach elevator speeches in school?
Absolutely. In the program that I did for my master's program, they actually, at one point, there was one professor that would put you on an elevator and say, here's a brief. How fast can you read it?
It's interesting. When I went to college, and I didn't go to college to do this. I majored in journalism and business, but I never thought it was going to be this. I learned about an elevator speech from Alphonso Jackson. Alphonso Jackson was the Secretary of HUD under President Bush 2, 43.
Mm-hmm.
And we were pursuing a HUD opportunity, and he said, well, what's your elevator speech? I'm like, well, what does that mean? He said, when you get here to Washington, D.C., you're going to have about 20 seconds for me to be able to say, okay, well, give me your business card. Or somebody will say, oh, well, have a nice day, and keep going. And so
Get off the elevator at that point.
right.
Mm-hmm.
And so and elevator speeches for businesses, you can't really have this long, drawn out kind of thing. You got to kind of hit it and quit it. Does it work for you though?
Absolutely. I've done the elevator speech on our elevator. For those of y'all that don't know, we are on the 26th floor of a building. So we have 26 floors to give the elevator speech. I have done it. I do it pretty quickly, although it doesn't give me much time to get a response back from them as to what they do. It does get people interested.
And so when you get off the elevator, then they say, well, if they say, well, maybe you got something.
Absolutely.
Our firm, primarily though, we've been in the public engagement space for such a long time. When I was on the radio, it was about community. It was about grassroots. It was about being in the neighborhood. That actually came from a guy, Samantha. His name was Chuck Smith. He was my program director, general manager for service broadcasting. He worked at WDIA in Memphis, Tennessee, which still is on the air today. But that was the first black radio station in America. 1949 is when it started. Bobby Bland, B.B. King, all those people were on it. But the station was more about how can we help the community? What can we do about education? What can we do about jobs? What can we do about the clergy? I mean, really getting involved. And when you think about it, that's a big part of what we do.
It makes a great business model. I can definitely say that. Everyone needs it, especially here. I feel like Dallas holds on to, okay, we want local, we want people here, we want you in the community, we want you giving back. What are you doing to give back? I feel like that's really something that's big here, and we do such a good job of it that people immediately realize, I need to hire them. I need to do a better job if I'm not already doing it. I need to spread the word a little bit wider. I need to get my name out there a little bit more, and we do a great job of that, and we're happy to help with it.
To that point, I think big companies who want to work locally on projects, they are looking for someone to say, well, tell me about this neighborhood. Mm-hmm. Tell me about the city council. Tell me about the nonprofit world. And it then becomes important that we know our city.
Absolutely. I think it's always interesting when we have the backstory. And I can talk a little bit about this, but you're great with the backstory. You can walk into a room and you can say, in this neighborhood on this day, how many years ago, another company just like you walked in here and walked right back out because they did X, Y, and Z. So here's what we're not going to do. Here's what you should do. And I think you're really good at giving that. And it's a draw-in factor for a lot of companies.
But I think in the 5 years, Samantha, and this is, it's not just Samantha, but people around here, the more people stay here, the more they understand. Mm-hmm. You kind of got to have the backstory. I think the other thing that we find out here is interesting. If it's in the paper, or if it's on channel 8, 5, 11, or whatever television news story it is, and we see it and we say, it ain't quite really the way.
Take it with a grain of salt.
Has that changed by working here, being engaged with as many things that you do with us here on big projects? Has it changed your view of the media?
Absolutely, 100%. And I think it's so interesting what people put out there and what you really know to be true, and how there's a foundation for that, and the foundation is correct, but everything that was built on top of it, it's swaying a little bit. There's left and right, and I don't mean that politically. It's getting pulled in different directions where you just don't know. Okay, wait, the truth is there. It's somewhere in the middle for sure. That sounds political, but I really just mean it in that you never quite know. I find it interesting when I'm with some friends all the time. They'll say, "Oh my gosh, we saw this. Do you know what's happening?" And I'm like, "That's."
Oh, are you becoming that person?
I'm like, this is so funny. People are coming to me for this. I'm like, I don't. I can talk to you about this, but we're just going to have a conversation. Like, you can read that. You're going to take it however you want. Everyone's doing that. I'm just one person. I'm not going to be able to change your view or everyone else's view. But it is interesting to hear everyone else's thoughts.
Talk about a project that I saw you work wholeheartedly on for 2 years in an area, and it ended up being a nationally televised event. At Cedar Crest Golf Course with Southwest Airlines. Why don't you talk about that event and your involvement? I just thought it was interesting.
Oh, that event was so much fun. That is an amazing event. Cedar Crest is an amazing golf course. If anyone has not gotten the chance to go down there and golf, and you know what? I messed up right there. I said go down there. You shouldn't even. It's not down. Where we are, yes, it is south of where we are here. But it is not. It is part of the community. It is part of Dallas. It is amazing. I got a special place in my heart for Cedar Crest Golf Course, and I want to go out there all the time, and I don't golf at all. The food is amazing. You can't go wrong being at Cedar Crest. The people there are amazing. You're going to have a lot of fun. You're going to get some great views of Dallas. Downtown Dallas has amazing views. But the Southwest Airlines Showcase, that was an event that went on for 2 years. Southwest Airlines being the title sponsor for that, and they had a huge impact of it. And it was an amazing program it was a program. It was on the Golf Channel, and it was nationally televised for 2 years. And it was some of the top golfers, collegiate golfers in the country competing. And it just brought a spotlight to Dallas that I hadn't seen before. And I thought it was really cool, and we were really happy to be a part of it. And we helped them in media, marketing, whatever they needed. We were just kind of the go-to for any of it. I mean, there's some big firms that were involved, and they had a big, heavy hand in it, but we were just kind of the go-to in the background. If you need us, we're here, which we always pop up. So it was a lot of fun. I enjoy it. I really enjoy it.
I smile at Samantha on that because she was everything Cedar Crest for 2 years. I mean, and then to actually be able to watch it on television. There it is on the Golf Channel. There it is. They're talking about it on NBC. There they are in Oak Cliff, Texas. Mm-hmm. In Oak Cliff, and you're watching these golfers. Oh my God! Was it Tiger? No, but they were Tiger-like.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they were amazing. These golfers were phenomenal.
I'm a golfer, sorta, but to watch them hit some of the shots, I could only dream about some of the things that I saw them do. But then to see that community, the Cedar Crest neighborhood, and you corrected yourself by saying
Absolutely.
Go down there, because that's the point that a lot of people make. It's not just Cedar Crest, and it's not just Dallas. America has always been, if it's an impoverished neighborhood that is on the south side, on the west side, that's the way Chicago is. It's on the south side, it's on the west side. And everybody talks about, well, let's go across the tracks or let's go down there. No, it is a part of the community, and it's a beautiful part of the community.
Oh my gosh, it's stunning.
And to see all of those cameras and all of those people at Cedar Crest, you had to have a little pride in yourself.
Absolutely.
Because you were on the ground doing that.
And the best part about it, one of the coolest things about it is Southwest, they actually redirected their flights to fly over the tournament, over the golf course during the tournament itself. I had the chance the first year to be on a Southwest flight prior to the tournament, during it starting, and I flew right over the course. And I thought that was one of the coolest things, because that was not the normal path from Austin to Dallas. But I got to see it, and I thought it was pretty cool. And it's just great that they were so involved too. They said, okay, we're going to fly to redirect all of your planes. I couldn't even comprehend that. They redirected their planes for this one event. Southwest Airlines is massive. And they did that. I thought it was so cool. And it was great because on the Golf Channel, perfect to your point, as it didn't really matter where it was located in Dallas. It was in Dallas. And
Yep.
Cedar Crest is Dallas, because as soon as the cameras rolled from the commercial break, it was the Dallas skyline panning right to Cedar Crest. Like that, it doesn't get any better than that. So it doesn't matter where it is located geographically, anything. It was just a really cool thing to be a part of.
That's just one of the projects that we've done here at JBJ Management. We got 30 years of history. We can't get into all of them, but what we do is that we do Dallas. We do Fort Worth. We do Houston. We do Austin. We're working on Atlanta. We have a good team here. We're excited about the things that we are doing. And one of the other things we do is this podcast. This is the JBJ Management Podcast. I'm Willis Johnson with Samantha Gordon. We'll see you on the next one.